There are stories that feel like a dream you never lived, yet somehow remember. In a peaceful village, life seems simple, filled with laughter, sunshine, and endless days of play. But one unexpected event changes everything, revealing the weight of love, loss, and the lessons that shape us. Hello everyone, welcome to ScreenVille. Today we dive into yellow flowers on the green grass, a beautiful journey of love, life, and memories that leave a lasting mark. The movie story begins in a remote village in Vietnam. Most of the people here are poor. In one such ordinary poor family, there are two children. One is named Theo, and the other is named Tom. They are two brothers. The younger brother, Tom, loves his older brother Theo very much. He enjoys spending time with him. They play together. One day they were playing a game, but Theo did not really enjoy the game Tom liked. So he said to Tom, "Let's play throwing stones." Although Theo enjoyed this game, Tom did not like it at all. Still, to keep Theo happy, Tom gently threw the stones so they wouldn't hit Theo. But Theo told him to throw properly. Then, a small stone hit Theo in the stomach. He fell to the ground. Tom was scared and ran closer, only to see that Theo was pretending. Seizing the moment, when Tom came near, Theo threw a stone very hard, and it hit Tom on the head. Theo became frightened. He hadn't realized that his throw would hurt Tom so much, but Tom was not upset about it. Instead, he asked, "Why were you pretending?" Then Theo said, "It's a strategy. When you fight, you need to use strategies. That's how you can win." At that moment, their father arrived, and seeing him, Theo became scared and ran away. Then their father took Tom back home. At night, when Theo sat down to study, Tom brought him food. Tom was very little, still not old enough to go to school. Yet, whenever Theo sat with his books, Tom would come and sit beside him, trying to look at the books and read along. Here we also see that Tom has a pet frog. He plays with the frog regularly and loves it very much. One morning, when Tom tried to feed the frog, it refused to eat anything. So Tom let the frog go. Then Theo asked, "Why are you letting it go? It will disappear." Tom replied, "It will come back. This is its home. Just like no matter where you go all day, you return home at night, the frog will also return home." Hearing such wise words from little Tom, Theo started laughing and said, "These days, you seem to have become a little too wise." Theo and Tom's mother sells vegetables at the market, and they help her with the sales. Their father works at a farm. At night, Tom and Theo go to their younger uncle Dan to listen to stories. Dan tells them a story about a princess. He says, "There was a princess in our village. She had a very close friendship with a tiger, but when the princess died from illness, her spirit entered a dead tree." Theo became scared and asked, "You mean next to the forest with the dead tree in our village?" Then Uncle Dan said, "Yes, and you must never go near the tree, not even into the forest. Her spirit is there, along with her best friend, the tiger." Hearing this, the two little brothers became frightened. Just then, their father arrived. Seeing him, the brothers felt embarrassed, but their father said to Theo, "Go to Minnie's house and bring some peanuts." Minnie is Theo's classmate and the daughter of his father's friend. But at night, Theo was very scared to go alone, especially after hearing the princess story. So he took Tom along with him. Afterward, the two of them reached the dead tree on the road. Seeing it, they become frightened. Then Tom says, "Uncle Dan gave me a task. I forgot to do it. I am going to do it. You go to Minnie's house." Saying this, Tom runs off. Theo, left alone, becomes very scared, but then he also runs to Minnie's house. When he enters the house, he hears a sound coming from an empty room outside. He asks Minnie, "I heard a sound in that abandoned room. Who was it?" Minnie replies, "You must have heard it wrong. Nobody is here." Then Theo returns home with the peanuts. Meanwhile, Tom goes to the house of a girl named Bin, carrying a love letter Uncle Dan had given him. He arrives under the pretext of collecting some chili peppers. Bin's father becomes suspicious because for the past few days, Tom keeps finding some excuse to come to his daughter. He feels this is not proper. The next day, we see that Uncle Dan and Bin are in love. From afar, the two brothers watch them, and Theo asks, "Why are they so close?" A sense of curiosity and strange feelings arise in their minds. Theo decides that he will also build a close friendship with Minnie because she and Theo are in the same class. The next day, when Tom goes again to deliver a letter, Bin's father comes to talk to him. This frightens Tom so much that he doesn't even mention the chili peppers and runs back home. Back at home, He tells Theo everything. Theo asks, "How many times have you gone?" Tom replies, "More than 10 times. Theo then asks, "Have you ever opened one of the letters?" Tom says, "I opened one. There was a poem written inside." Theo asks, "What were the lines of the poem?" Tom recites 2 lines. "Life's hardships are like bad weather, and I feel the pain of love because I love you." Hearing this poem, the next day Theo goes to school and writes a letter including the poem. But then a classmate named Shan takes the letter from him and says, "Okay, I will give this to Minnie, but in return, you will give me all your marbles." Theo replies, "I can give it to Minnie myself. Why would I give you my marbles?" But he is very afraid of Shan because Shan is the tough guy in the class, and everyone is a little scared of him. During class, Shan gives the letter to Minnie. The teacher sees it in her hand and checks it. Then the teacher asks and finds out that Theo gave the letter. Theo is punished in front of everyone. At the end of the class, Minnie apologizes to Theo, saying, "I didn't realize the teacher would punish you just for writing a poem. If I had known, I would never have given the letter to the teacher." But Theo is very angry and leaves. A little later, he sees Uncle Dan sitting with his girlfriend. Seeing this makes Theo even more upset. Then he also sees his younger brother talking to a girl. But when the girl sees the older brother, she runs away. Theo asks Tom, "Who were you talking to?" Tom replies, "I was talking to the princess." Hearing this, Theo laughs and says, "You've been listening to too many of Uncle Dan's princess stories. That's why you were lost in your imagination." But Tom doesn't agree. He insists she was really a princess. Afterward, it is shown that Theo comes to Minnie's house again. But today, nobody is home. Driven by curiosity, Theo goes near that room to see who is inside and notices someone moving around in the room. Just then, Minnie comes to him and reveals the secret of the room. Thinking about it, Theo cannot sleep that night. Tom asks, "What happened to you?" Theo explains that Minnie told him her father stays in that room. Then Theo starts to explain, "Do you remember when Minnie's father once cut your ear slightly while giving you a haircut? Everyone in the village found out, and then his shop was closed. Later, he fell ill and supposedly went to the city for treatment, which we all know. But actually, his father never went to the city. He stays hidden in that room. He has leprosy, a contagious and chronic disease. That is why they have kept him hidden from the villagers." After this incident, Theo and Minnie develop a strong friendship. Theo begins helping Minnie more than before. He tells her, "I don't know why, but these days I really enjoy talking to you, going out, and spending time with you." Minnie answers warmly, "I've enjoyed being with you for a long time." Hearing this, Theo becomes very happy. The next day, Sean finds out that Theo and Minnie like each other. He warns Theo, "Stay away from Minnie because I like her." Theo refuses to obey, so Sean beats him severely. Meanwhile, at home, Tom is playing with his frog. Seeing Theo's situation, he asks what happened. After learning the reason, he says, "I will deal with him." Using a clever plan, Tom lures Shan outside. Then the 2 brothers together go to confront Shan. However, they are not strong enough to fight the powerful Shan. At one point, Tom uses his wits and strikes Shan, placing something on his back while warning him, "Stay away from my brother. Otherwise, you know what will happen." Shan becomes scared, realizing the kids are not to be underestimated, and he agrees, leaving the place. Then Theo says to Tom, "If you do things like this, you could go to jail." But Tom replies, "It was a strategy. Actually, I had nothing big in my hand. It was just a nail cutter." Seeing this, Theo is happy. Tom adds, "You know, without some strategy, you can't win a fight." Hearing this, Theo feels even happier because the strategy his little brother had told him about is the same one he learned from him. From then on, Theo starts loving his younger brother even more. Then comes the day of the village fair. Everyone enjoys themselves at the fair. Suddenly, someone announces that Minnie's house is on fire. The villagers rush to help put out the fire. Theo arrives and sees Minnie crying. The 2 brothers are extremely worried because only they know that Minnie's father is inside the house. What will happen to her father? Despite their anxiety, they remain silent. The next morning, Theo comes to help Minnie. Theo's mother explains that Minnie's mother has gone to the city for work, so it is now their responsibility to take care of her. She tells Theo, "You take care of Minnie." Hearing this, Theo is very happy. He brings food for Minnie. Then Minnie confides the truth to him. Her mother has gone to the city to find her father. Theo says, "Your father is alive?" Minnie tells Theo to stay quiet and not tell anyone, saying, "I want my father to come back healthy. If the villagers find out, it will cause us problems." One night, there is heavy rain. Minnie becomes frightened at night and comes to sleep beside Theo. The next morning, Minnie's mother arrives and gives notice that they will sell the house, meaning they might move to the city. Because of this, Minnie stays at Theo's house for a few days. This makes Theo very happy, but his younger brother Tom is even happier because Minnie will be with them. Tom quickly develops a strong friendship with Minnie, and Minnie also has a lot of fun with Tom, who is a little younger. However, Theo does not like this. Theo's mother comes and explains that Minnie's mother has found her husband, and the doctor said he has a skin disease. It is not contagious or dangerous and will get better. Hearing this, Minnie is very happy. Then Theo's mother tells Minnie that once she finds a place to stay in the city, she will come to take her. Even though everyone is happy with this news, Theo does not feel the same way. Moreover, seeing the friendship between Tom and Minnie makes him jealous. When Minnie notices that Theo is upset, she brings a book to cheer him up, but Theo does not want to talk. Meanwhile, we see Minnie and Tom playing outside while Theo sits at home. At that moment, a man comes to Theo's parents' house. Since nobody is home, the man is about to leave. Then he sees Tom's pet frog and takes it away. Theo wants to stop the man, but then he remembers that Tom has made friends with Minnie. Out of jealousy, he does not stop the man and quietly remains seated. When Tom returns home and sees the frog missing, he begins to cry. He asks Theo where the frog is. Theo says it probably went somewhere and will return, but Tom cries a lot. Seeing his younger brother cry makes Theo uncomfortable. Even though he is jealous, he cannot bear to see his brother upset. Theo runs to another place and finds a frog that looks just like Tom's. Theo brings it to make Tom happy, but Tom then says he will never get the frog back because the man had killed it and made it into soup, since people in Vietnam eat frogs. Hearing this, Theo feels sad. For this reason, he does not give the frog he had hidden to Tom because now he cannot say it was the original frog. Then the rain begins again, pouring continuously. In the rain, we see Theo running because the thing his younger brother loved the most has been taken from him. But out of jealousy, he did not stop it. This makes Tom very upset and Theo feels deep pain. He runs to a quiet place on the other edge of the village, cries silently, and lets go of the frog. Soon after, the continuous rain causes a flood in the village. People become trapped in their homes, and many houses are submerged. Domestic animals die. A few days later, when the floodwaters recede, life returns to normal. But everyone is very poor. Theo's family situation, already difficult, becomes even worse. The flood destroys all their rice crops. Poverty increases to the point that they do not get enough to eat. Sometimes their parents skip meals themselves to feed the two brothers and Minnie. Here we understand that their father is very kind, feeding an outside child even when he and his own family go hungry. One difficult day follows another, and their hardship continues. One day, while fishing, Tom suddenly finds something in the water that looks like gold. When Theo examines it closely, he says, "This is really gold. It must be very valuable. We will become very rich." He even starts planning. They will have a beautiful house, all sorts of things inside, plenty of food to eat. Thinking about all this, they feel extremely happy. They go to their mother, but after looking carefully, she tells them it is not gold. It is a piece of a copper plate. It cannot be sold. Hearing this, Theo feels very sad. He had imagined so much, believing their poverty would end, but now all his dreams are gone. After the flood, Theo goes to the ruined fields searching for potatoes. With great effort, he finds 3. He thinks to himself that one is for him, one for Tom, and one for Minnie. But then Shan comes and tries to take the potatoes from him. This time, Theo is not afraid. He fights Shan fiercely and keeps the potatoes. However, when he returns home, he hears his younger brother and Minnie inside talking. Listening more closely, he realizes they are eating chicken. Theo becomes very angry. He thinks, "I brought these potatoes for them with so much effort, and Tom is sitting there eating chicken with the one I like. He didn't even think of me." In anger, Theo grabs a piece of wood and hits Tom on the back. Tom cries out in pain. Then Theo notices that they were not really eating chicken. They were pretending, playing cooking. Realizing this, Theo is stunned. He understands what actually happened. In their game, they were saying, "I cooked rice, I cooked chicken." Theo heard this from outside. After learning the truth, Theo is deeply pained. But meanwhile, Tom's condition is so bad that he can't move. Theo tries to lift Tom, but he can't. Theo then quickly goes to call their parents. However, Tom says, "Don't call mom and dad. Don't tell them you hit me, then they will scold you. Tell them I fell from a tree and got hurt." Even then, Theo was very worried. The doctor arrives and says Tom's condition is very serious. He needs to go to a good doctor in the city. Amid their poverty, Theo's father takes Tom to the city. But even the city doctor cannot do much, and treatment will cost a lot. Theo's father has already sold their cow. Then Theo's mother says, "We have nothing left to sell." Theo hears all of this and feels immense guilt, taking care of Tom himself. That night, Tom cries in pain on the bed. Hearing his younger brother, Theo feels deep regret. He realizes the enormity of his mistake and how much the whole family, especially Tom, is suffering for him. A few days later, Minnie's mother comes to take Minnie to the city. Minnie feels very sad to leave Tom in this condition, but there is nothing to be done. Theo notices that Minnie is very angry at him because it is his fault that Tom is in this state. After Minnie leaves, Theo cries a lot. Seeing his younger brother lying in bed all day makes him feel even more sad. He brings food for Tom, but Tom says, "I feel very annoyed lying in bed all day like this." The next day, when Theo sees Tom sitting on the bed, he is completely surprised. He asks, "How are you sitting?" Tom replies, "The princess came to meet me. She wore a silver-colored dress. I spoke with her for a long time through the window, and seeing her, I was able to sit up." Theo thinks that perhaps all of this is happening in Tom's imagination, since he has been sick for so long. He picks Tom up and takes him outside. Feeling the fresh air after many days, Tom feels very happy. The next day, Theo comes home and sees that Tom can stand. Surprised, Theo asks, "How can you stand?" Hearing this, Tom sits on the bed and says, "All of this happened because of the princess. She came again." Theo replies, "If mom hears this, she'll call you crazy." Tom says, "I'm not lying. She came and even gave me a gift. If you don't believe me, look." Theo then sees a yellow flower in Tom's hand. He is amazed. How did Tom get this flower? Does that mean the princess with the tiger really comes to visit Tom? Later, when Theo looks out the window, he sees many yellow flowers scattered outside. Going out, he notices that the yellow flowers are spread along the entire road. Following the trail of flowers, he arrives at the place where the dead tree stands. But the flowers don't end there. They continue further into the forest. Theo follows them deep into the woods and comes across a house. He sees a girl there talking to her father. Her father calls her Princess Nihi and tells her not to go outside. Nihi says, "All right, I won't go." Then Nihi talks to her doll alone, saying, "I gave my yellow flowers to that prince. Don't you tell the king again? If the king finds out, he will scold a lot. He doesn't want me to go outside. But I left a trail. My prince will surely come here looking for me." Theo secretly listens to all this. At that moment, the girl's father notices Theo. He asks, "What are you doing in my kingdom?" Theo is shocked when he sees the man because he recognizes him. The man's name is Mr. Tim. He used to perform in the circus and was quite famous. Theo does not understand why this man is living in the forest with his daughter. At night, Theo asks his father, "Do you remember Mr. Tim?" His father replies, "Our family already has many problems. Why are you asking about others?" Theo says, "I saw him at the circus a year ago." His father replies, "He is probably working in another city's circus now." Then Theo's mother asks, "Why are you so curious about him?" Theo explains, "Today at noon, I saw him in the forest near the dead tree." His mother angrily says, "You will never go there again." Theo responds, "Why are you so scared just because of what they said?" His mother explains, Mr. Tim and his daughter suddenly became mentally unstable. Now they live alone in this forest. Theo asks, "Aren't they afraid of the tiger?" His mother says, "There is no tiger in that forest. Your Uncle Dan told you a false story so that you wouldn't go near the dead tree and meet them." Hearing this, Theo goes to the forest the next day and comes to talk to Mr. Tim. At first, Tim pretends not to recognize him. When Theo tries to talk, Tim leads him away from the house. Theo seriously asks why he is living in the forest with his daughter. Mr. Tim begins his story. He says, "We were living happily. My wife and child were well. I was managing the circus with my wife properly. God gave us a daughter, the greatest gift from God. We named her Nihi. One day, we took Nihi to see her mother perform at work. Then the circus began. Nihi's mother started riding a motorcycle inside the deadly well, surrounded by a large crowd. She was riding very skillfully. During the performance, Nihi suddenly ran forward to give her mother a yellow flower. While doing so, she almost fell into the well. I caught her just in time, but her mother noticed this, lost her focus on the motorcycle, and fell from the top to the bottom along with the bike. Nihi's mother died there. Because of this tragedy, Nihi became deeply traumatized and began imagining herself as a princess. She lost her sanity. The villagers started calling her mad. To protect Nihi from being called crazy, I pretended to be mad myself and came to live in this forest, so that no one would call my daughter insane. I live like a king in the forest with my princess. Hearing all this, Theo feels very sad. That night, Tom cannot sleep. Theo asks him what is wrong and why he can't sleep. Tom says, "Something must have happened to the princess. She isn't coming to see me." Theo replies, "Maybe she's busy. When she gets time, she'll come." In the morning, Theo wakes up and sees that Tom is not on the bed. Outside, he notices yellow flowers scattered along the road. Seeing this, Theo understands that Nihi has come. He follows the trail of yellow flowers to search for his brother. On the way, he sees that even though Tom cannot walk properly, he has gone out searching for the princess using crutches. Theo brings him back home and then tells him a story, helping him try to walk again. At that moment, they see some boys on the road teasing Nihi, calling her crazy because she is alone. Seeing this, Tom becomes so angry that he rushes forward to protect her. The boys push Nihi, and at that moment, Tom loses control. He throws away his crutches and starts walking. Theo is shocked to see this, but Tom cannot go very far and soon collapses. When Nihi sees this scene, she remembers her mother, how her mother fell from the top during the circus performance. Crying, Nihi's father arrives. This time, when he comes, Nihi does not call him king. She calls him father. Then she says, "Father, I remember everything now. I am not a princess. I am your daughter, Nihi. You have suffered so much for me." Seeing his daughter regain her senses, Mr. Tim becomes extremely happy. Nihi then leaves with her father. Before going, she turns back and says goodbye to Tom and Theo. After that, Tom asks his brother, "Do you think she will come to see me again?" Theo replies, "Of course she will." Tom then says, "Just like you and Minnie, it's me and Nihi. You know, Minnie used to tell me often that she loved playing with you." Theo asks, "Then why did she always play with you?" Tom says, "I don't know. Maybe she felt shy when she saw you." Then he asks, "Did you ever read the book Minnie gave you?" Theo replies, "No, I didn't." Later, Theo finds the book at home and starts reading it. Inside one page, there is a yellow flower and some words written, "Life's hardships are like bad weather, and I feel the pain of love because I love you." Theo had once given this writing to Minnie. The same letter was returned to him by Minnie, hidden inside the book, because she was too shy to give it directly. Beside the letter was a yellow flower. Seeing this, Theo feels very happy and realizes that just as deeply as he loves Minnie, she loves him the same way. At the same time, Theo has discovered the true meaning of brotherhood. He realizes how lucky he is to have a brother like Tom in this world. A brother who has stood by him through sorrow, pain, and joy, protecting him from every obstacle. Even after facing great harm himself, Tom still tries to save Theo. And with all of this, the story comes to an end. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to ScreenVille for more beautiful and emotional film journeys.